Australian citizenship test. Today we're going to talk about Australian values. There will in the test 5 questions will be about Australian values. There will be total 20 questions. 5 questions will be about Australian values. You will be failed if you did not give the right answer. So we must watch this video. Today I would like to tell you about the Australian values. Before I start the video of Australian values, I would like to tell you that Australian citizenship test has 20 multiple choice items and the questions are randomly selected by the computer. Then out of 20 items there are 5 questions that are Australian values, and please note that you should not get wrong with those 5 questions. If you could not answer, you will get failed. And please subscribe the channel to see other videos. The first Australian value is the commitment to the rule of law. Under the rule of law, all Australians are equal. So what is the value? Australian value is commitment to the rule of law. All Australians are equal in relation to the law and no person or group is above the law. In Australia, everybody should obey the law even if no one is watching. The sake of Australia values is the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech means that a person in Australia should be able to express their idea freely, so long as it within the law. People are free to speak and write what they think and discuss their ideas with others as long as they are still obeying Australia law. It is never acceptable to promote violence against other person or group of people because of their culture, ethnicity, religion or background. It is also illegal to make a false allegation or encourage others to break the law. The second Australian value is the freedom of association in Australia. People are free to join or leave any group voluntarily as long as it's within the law of the people are within the law. People are free to join any legal organization such as the political party, trade union, religious or cultural or social group. Australian can gather freely with others, including to protest against a government action or organization. However, all protest must be within the law, peaceful, and must not endure any person or damaged property. The third Australian value is the freedom of religion. Australia has no official religion and the people in Australia are free to follow any religion they choose. Religious law have no legal status in Australia. The government treats all citizens equally whatever the religion or belief. However, religious practice must not break Australian law. Some religious or culture practice such as polygamy or being married to more than one person at the same time are against the law in Australia and can result in several legal penalties including imprisonment. The fourth Australian value is equality of all people. Under the law, Australian society values equal rights of all people regardless the gender, sexual orientation, age, disability, religion, race, national or ethnic origin. Men and women who have equal rights in Australia and should be provided equality of opportunity to pursue the goal and interests. Under Australian law, two people can marry each other, including marriage between two men or to women. Both men and women have equal access to education and employment, can vote at elections, stand for parliament, join the Australian Defence Force and the police force, and the treat equally in courts of law. It is against the law to discriminate against a person because of her gender. In Australia, it is a right of all women to get a job ahead of men if she has better qualification and skills. The fifth Australian value is the equality of opportunity and a fair go. This means that what someone achieves in life should be result of hard work and talent. For example, a person should get a job based on their skills and experience, not because of their gender or ethnicity. Everyone, regardless of their background, is given an equal opportunity to achieve success in life, and ensure that everyone has the same legal rights is an important aspect of fairness in Australian society. So the sixth Australian value is the mutual respect and tolerance for others. Australia values the principle of mutual respect and tolerance. Is this mean listening to other and respect their views and opinion even when they are different from your own. People should be tolerant of each other, or they find that they disagree. It is against the law to be violent toward other person. Violence of any kind, including verbal or physical abuse, is illegal. Australian value toward our community. The first Australian values toward our community is making contribution. Australians expect everyone living in Australia to participate in our society and make contribution to our community. Everyone has a responsibility to try and support themselves and their family when they are able to do so. The seventh Australian value toward our community is compassionate for those in need. Australians value made cheap. We help each other in time of need. For example, this might mean taking a meal to an elderly neighbor, driving a friend to a medical appointment, or visit someone who is sick, frail, or lonely. The spirit of mateshiping. Australia has a strong tradition of community service and volunteering to look out for each other and to strengthen the community. Volunteering is a great opportunity to share knowledge, learn new skill, and increase your integration into the sense of belonging to the Australian community. The eighth Australian values toward our community is learning English as a national language. Australian society values the English language is the national language of Australia. It is important unifiedly element of social. People in Australia should make an effort to learn English. It is important to learn to speak English because it helps to get an education, a job, and better integrate into the community. The ninth Australian value toward the community is helping to keep our society safe. In Australia, we have responsibilities to help protect Australian community. For example, if people in Australia suspect that their friend or neighbor may be planning to commit a serious crime, they should report these Australian government authorities as soon as possible. Similarly, if a person in Australia sees or has knowledge of a child being abused, they should report this to the police to investigate. The 10th Australian value toward our community is loyalty to Australia. Australian citizens pledge their loyalty to Australia and its people. Let us remember again the Australian citizenship pledged as follows from the time forward under God. I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people. As democratic beliefs I share, whose right and liberties are respect and whose laws I will uphold and obey. Australian pledged their loyalty to Australia and its people. All Australian citizens, including those who do well citizenship, must follow all Australian law even when they are overseas. Please, thanks for watching the videos. Please subscribe the channel. If you did not subscribe it, subscribe the channel. There are lots of videos to see for Australian citizenship test, Australian driving license test. Please watch all the videos, subscribe the channel. Thank you so much for watching.